All right, we're live, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? Welcome to the Keyboard Warriors. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RepTheWarriors.com. My name is Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. Jesse's still alive, as far as I know, because I was texting with him this whole week. So, Jesse's alive, in case anyone's wondering. Still training for the triathlon we're doing in May. So, that'll be fun. All right. Plenty to talk about, obviously, with is it Clarissa? Clarissa Shields?
Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, Clarissa Shields is getting cocky with it too, but she's off the PFL. What do you think of that? That's weird. Go ahead.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I love every part of it. First off, I love that we have a decorated boxer who can actually throw them things, who not only talks the talk, but walks the walk. She flat signed on the dotted line, and she's going to come to MMA. And the fact that I just seen her tweet that she was saying something like MMA fans need to bow down and kiss her. Fucking yes. For fuck's sakes, this girl gets it. And I seen shout out to Coach Kavanaugh. He was in the comment section with like things to make fans hate you for 500. That's very cute, Coach Kavanaugh. But I tell you what, Floyd made billions on people hating him. I don't give a fuck whether they love you or hate you. You want them to care. And already Clarissa Shields has us very, very interested. We all care a lot. A lot of people, I'm sure that was genius, that tweet. Because the MMA fans are who you really go after. We're the ones that drive this bubble. We're the ones that are going to get upset. We're the ones that are going to tune in and want to see her get shut up. Coming after other MMA fighters, that's kind of cute. But going at the fans, that was brilliant. Because you know how many fans out there are so butthurt. How dare her come into MMA and talk about us, kiss her feet. Oh, God, watch what Kayla Harris is going to do to her. She's going to slam her right in the head. That's exactly what she wants. And quite frankly, that's exactly what women's MMA needs. I hope to God she knocks a few hoes out and we can build this up into being. I hope she becomes a big star.
You too.
I fucking love it. This is exactly what the fuck we needed, man.
Her attitude is perfect, though. Because that's a boxing attitude. You got to be a little cocky to be at her level, right? So she comes in, she's like, because you guys see the tweet right there. MMA fans need to bow down and kiss my feet and throw rose petals because I'm actually making the transition. How many have talked all that shit about coming to MMA or going to boxing and then they don't fucking do it? So many of these motherfuckers. And then there's others that, dip their toe and try to fight cans like Dylan Dennis, people like that. So straight up, like like you said, I love it. I'm with it. I'm all in on Clarissa Shields. I want to see her. I want to see her be successful. I want to see her crush a bunch of cans in PFL. And then in a while, after she trains a bunch, and I'm not saying I want her to become a judoka because that's a lifetime commitment, but I do want to see her be able to at least defend a takedown, stuff like that, and then take on Kayla Harrison or whatever if she's still in PFL at that point. But people getting mad about it is exactly why PFL got her, because it's more eyeballs. People got to tune in and watch her.
Well, and also listen, I think she's smart, man. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. I think she signed with the PFL to get the experience that she needs. I think, and we'll get into this a little later, man, but I think a lot of times these people, all kinds of people, I mean, somebody like Clarissa Shields to somebody like Anthony Johnson, who we'll get into later. I think a lot of these people sometimes go to other organizations knowing good and well the plan, the goal is the UFC. Like, she gonna go to the PFL and see what makes it happen. You know what I'm saying? She gonna see what it do there. But bet your motherfucking bottom dollar, if she goes to the PFL, knocks a few hoes out, say she does knock out Kayla Harrison, or even say she knocks a few hoes out and then she loses a close fight to Kayla or gets submitted by Kayla. Don't think for a second and a half she on her way to the UFC one way or the other after that. Like, this is a precursor. This is the get her ready year. I think for sure she spends 2021 in the PFL, 3 to 5 fights, whatever it is, burns them up real quickly, hopefully goes 3 or 5-0, and then off to the UFC she goes, and we'll all be happy as fucking larks.
Yeah. And then apparently Jake Paul tweeted out, "Don't get me started about Clarissa Shields," and he tagged her. And he goes, "Let's get started. You can whoop my ass, right?" And what was that? Yeah, she goes, "Oh, okay, Jake Paul, trust me, you don't want to fuck with me, fake Eminem." There was another one that was like, "Hey, you don't want to fuck with her. She ain't Nate." I hear you go. She'll fuck you up. She ain't Nate. Like,
that's fact, Jack.
Yeah, exactly. But stuff like that is what's gonna get her on the on the map, and it's exactly what she's doing. So with everyone getting upset, that's what she wants. It works.
Yeah. Now and she actually has some talent. I mean, look,
she can swing. She can go.
Right. Who knows what she'll look like in the MMA cage?
Right.
But we know that the bitch can box her ass off.
100%.
So I mean, all the elements are there. All the intrigue is there. I tell you what, I'll keep it a beam with you. I don't watch the motherfucking PFL. I haven't watched the PFL since it was called the World Series of Fighting, and a gentleman named Justin Gaethje was there fighting his ass off. That's just me keeping it a buck. But I will most certainly tune the fuck in to watch Clarissa Shields' first fight in the PFL. So they're doing something right where they got somebody like my funny ass who's like, okay, when's that fight?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. Hey, exactly. I'm pumped for that fight. I haven't watched PFL since it was World Series, like you said, it was World Series of Fighting. And actually, I haven't watched World Series. I never watched World Series of Fighting. I went to it to cover it. All right, because it was Justin Gaethje fighting. But
exactly.
So that was a long ass time ago. So I'm tuning the fuck in for this. I'm all in. I want to see what happens. I want to see whether she's for real and she can hold her own, or if the MMA game, just like Unbroken says, MMA is a different game, though. 100%. We'll find out. But I'll give her mad props for making the jump. Listen. And I know Brando was not happy about it, but or about her attitude and shit. But they shouldn't give it Kayla Harrison right away.
And here's the thing: no matter what, she's already worth her weight in gold, because the conversation we're having right now, we're 6 minutes into an MMA show and we've done the whole fucking thing talking
about a boxer,
and she hasn't had one fight yet. You know what I mean? So she's already doing the right things. Again, we'll see what she can do in that cage. But mark my words, if she does get in there and get a fucking quick, clean knockout, exhibit her hands, God forbid she fucking, shows a little fucking takedown defense or the like, the hype is going to build around her very quickly. Very quickly. Right. And I'll be on the front of the cocksucking train. That's your sweet tits. If she lays a hoe out, I'm going to be like, choo-choo, motherfucker. Watch out, Amanda Nunes.
Oh, God. No, like I said, I will say this. She's getting in there. And look, if she puts dedication in and she put it to boxing to become who she became, you never know. In this game, you never know. Brando says Clarissa thought one day of wrestling practice and a few half-ass leg kicks she's gonna get her thick ass humbled quick. Right. They're not gonna give her a fight for a while. Let's just give her some time. PFL doesn't have elbows in the regular season, so it suits her 100%. What else we got on that? I think that's all it is. All right. So Clarissa Shields, PFL. Don't expect her to fight anytime soon. And if she does, it'll be against someone that doesn't know how to shoot a takedown. That's kind of what it's gonna be. All right, moving on to this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, we had a card on Saturday. I don't know what the ratings were on it, but I honestly don't think many people watched it. And I mean, from what I've heard, I missed most of the family stuff going on. It ended up being pretty solid. First fight of the night, Jake Collier. Collier, however you say it. Decision, Jan Villante. And of course, our man Otis coming in with the questions. Who's your loser of the weekend and how's it not Jan, waste of a roster spot, Villante? First of all, sir, he's not a waste of a roster spot. He is a walking heavy bag that will just keep walking forward till you knock it down. And he got decisioned again. So, yeah.
Oh, listen, there ain't a God in heaven if he ain't one of those 60 that's on the chopping block. So don't worry. He won't be wasting a roster spot soon. Like the UFC done said, they getting rid of like 60 dudes. For sure, John Villante's on that list.
Oh,
he will not be. He will not be soon.
Yeah. Seriously. All right. Featherweight, Ilia Topuria knocks out Damon Jackson first round. Then I was kind of bummed about this one. Luis Smoke, TKO win over Jose Quinones. That I'm a big fan of Jose Quinones, and he's probably on the chopping block too. Honestly, a lot of the people that lost in this card are probably in the chopping block too. Let's see. Matt Wyman.
For sure.
Yeah, Matt Wyman comes back first round knockout against Jordan Levitt. No strikes landed at all. Got taken out quick.
Okay, let's slow down. A couple things here. Matt Wyman, listen, fucking great dude, warrior in his day. I think we've had enough of Matt. I don't mean to be cunty, but again, if they got to slim the roster down, I think we've probably seen the last of Matt Wyman in the UFC for probably ever, if not quite a while, until he gets a few wins under his belt. On the flip side, there's Jordan Levitt. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Levitt or Levitt? Let's just say Levitt.
Levitt? Yeah. Okay. Either way, listen, this kid I like. he's got a certain sort of je ne sais quoi about him that's fucking interesting. He's got that sort of calm serial killer demeanor. And now listen, I'm not a big X's and O's guys. I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like fucking Robin Black or fucking Luke Thomas. But hold on, bring that back up. Bring that little clip back up again.
Clip? All right, yeah.
Yeah. I have watched a shit ton of fights in my day. and slow it down a little bit if you can, just so we on our little technical shit here for a moment.
That'll be rough, but I'll try to pause it when you say so.
Okay, or just like try to stop it at the right point. Like, okay, just play. Now keep playing. Stop. Now, if you could go back just a little bit, when he fucking
throws his hand in there.
When he moves his left arm, it looks like.
Yeah.
When he puts that right on fucking Wyman's kind of collarbone and neck, right before he pushes him down, fucking brilliant. I think we're going to start seeing that get used by people. We have seen this sort of scenario where guys end up like that all the time, and they sort of waste the slam. That one little small movement where he moves up and he sort of gets that brace. When I seen that, I'm like, in hindsight, I'm like, holy shit. You know how many guys or girls probably could have pulled off a slam and maybe not even got the knockout, but made it very effective, like actually rattled their opponent just by sort of having that brace.
The presence of mind to do it. That means it was drilled. It was game plan and it was drilled. If you get to this spot against anybody, especially a guy like Wyman, get that arm in there right on the throat and drop.
Now, to be fair, Wyman held on too long. He could have dropped and probably, maybe gotten out of that thing. But a lot of guys are going to hold on too long. And the fact that he slid that fucking forearm in there and dove in with it like that, I just thought that was fucking brilliant. And props to him, undefeated guy, interesting personality, great performance, probably one of the better fucking cleaner, most technical slam knockouts you'll ever see. And very well, like I said, we'll see what happens. Might have sort of changed the game up a little bit. I mean, you might really see guys at least attempting that sort of brace when they go to slam people from now on.
Not only that, dude, you can start looking at any move you do in MMA and have a fight and be like, what can I change here or there to add a little bit of oomph to my shit? You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee a lot of fighters saw that and was like, oh shit, he did what? And did what we just did. Rewind. What? Oh shit.
Bro, and those are littler cats. Imagine if he was a dude with some size. If you're at fucking at middleweight or 205 and you can actually hoist them up and get that arm in there, if you can slam them down, ball, with that brace is just going to make all the difference in the world with a slam. It's fucking heinous, but that's that. Those little details make all the difference, man. Like, you can slam a guy constantly, but having that brace that fucking drives the back of their head into the canvas like that, that's how you put the cocksuckers to sleep.
Right, exactly. All right. Fuck, let me pull up the card again. That was serious. That was a fucking sick ass finish.
Beautiful. And I mean, like, that's how you get a motherfucker excited for your next fight. I didn't know who the fuck he was before that fight, but boy, I'll be looking for his next one.
All right. After that, light heavyweights, Roman Dolidze gets a decision win over John Allen. Gabriel Benitez knocks out Justin Haynes, and was it a left hand that he landed on him?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It was nice. It was clean, and he I forgot who he dedicated it to, but it was a dope fight. Co-main event: OSP gets TKO by Jamal Hill. And if you just by looking at the numbers, like he got wrecked on, pretty good.
So let me ask you a question about this one.
Yeah.
Now I don't mean exactly what I mean by saying this, but follow me along here. Did OSP lose this fight or did Jamal Hill win this fight? And what I mean by that is Jamal Hill that good? And is he a guy that we really need to keep our eyes on as like he might be a future title challenger? Or is OSP just sort of over the hill and might be a bit long in the tooth at this point in his career?
I think OSP is long in the tooth. I think he's done. I'm looking at at 205. I mean, he just fought a heavyweight. This dude's just shooting a shot to see where he fits in now, right? And so I think OSP knows it's almost over, and he kind of just got caught by a young cat.
I think I kind of agree with that. I guess I'm not quite sold on Hill yet. Don't get me wrong, he looked great, but yeah, I think you can make the argument that maybe OSP is a bit past his prime.
OSP missed weight too.
Right. So maybe he's not taking things as seriously. Yeah, I'm not quite sold on him. Look, I don't want to take nothing from his away from his performance because he looked fucking fantastic. And to be fair, OSP is not that fucking over the hill. But fucking John Jones is tweeting and shit. His hands looks good. Like everybody, we all might need to calm down just a wee bit here. But definitely put him on the radar in a weight division who fucking desperately needs names. So fair enough.
Yeah, like you said, with the 60 that are going on their way out, shit.
I mean, listen, to be fair, I mean, I hate sort of doing this because hindsight's 2020, but listen, he did something that John Jones couldn't do.
Right.
He finished OSP.
OSP, yeah. All right. And then main event, Marvin Vettori gets the short notice fight against Jack Hermanson and makes the most of it by getting a decision win. It's a solid win, and I think he said he doesn't want. He's like, fuck Costa. I want Izzy. I was there for the Izzy fight. It wasn't the most exciting thing at all. Some people actually booed the fight, if I remember correctly, but that might just be because Phoenix crowds are shit. But just being real. But dude, I from when I remember that fight, he gave Izzy some problems. Not that Izzy can't knock him out and beat him now, right? But I would love to see Vettori against Costa first.
Yeah, I agree. If he can get through Costa, then fair enough. I think the argument that him and Izzy had a close fight, what was it, 2.5 years ago? For me, I just don't. I'm not like. I think that means a whole lot. Now, to be fair, I'm sure that Marvin Vettori has gotten a lot better too. But maybe I'm a fucking Izzy dick rider, but I feel like he's sort of gotten better on a different level. I put it like this. I think if Izzy and Marvin fight fucking next month, Izzy fucks him up. I don't think it's nothing like that first fight. I think Izzy walks right the fuck through him. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm just way high on the Izzy train, but give Marvin, as much as I like Jack Hermanson, and Jack Hermanson is a super fucking tough dude, give him Paulo Costa. Yeah, and if you can fucking beat that animal, and certainly if you can do it in the way or close to the way in which Izzy did it, then I'll sing a different tune.
100%. Yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, I want to see him against Costa. And they immediately thought, what do you do with Izzy? And I'm like, look, you're already trying to send me on the Yan fight. You try to send me on the Yan fight already. I want to see the Yan fight. But if we don't get that, Rob Whittaker again? He's coming off a win.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the Yan boat. I mean, I thought we were heading to 205. I'm all well with that. I'm fine with that. Like, let's do that. In the meantime, let Marvin Vettori fight Paulo Costa. I don't think it's definitely not like, listen, Vettori, you're not too good for Costa. Let's not get let's not get out of hand here now. I mean, you didn't knock out Jack Hermanson in the first round or some shit like that.
Right.
You know, like what's my homie's name? The killer gorilla. What the fuck? Who snuffed out
Cannonier?
Cannonier. Jared Cannonier snuffed out Hermanson. Was it, a couple rounds, TKO. Go beat him. Like, just because he lost to Robert Whittaker, let's not get it twisted now. Like, it ain't like Jack Hermanson had never been beat or finished or some shit. And quite frankly, I thought he won the fight, but it was close. Yeah. Hermanson had his moments in the fight. It's not like Vettori just destroyed him or some shit.
Right.
And some of Vettori rubs me the wrong way a little bit. Tough kid, very good fighter. But the idea that, like, just because you had a pretty, relatively close fight with Hermanson, you need, listen, middleweight's low-key stacked right now. There's a couple guys that you could go against before, Whittaker, fucking Cannonier, Acosta. You need to beat at least one of those dudes before you start screaming Izzy's name again. I don't give a fuck how close y'all's first fight was 3 years ago.
100%. All right. Let's talk about look, I didn't expect to see this coming, but I'm not surprised. Good old Money Mayweather fighting Logan Paul in an exhibition fight on February 20th of next year. The pay-per-view is already available. You can get it cheaper for $24, some shit like that. This, and a lot of people are mad about it. And this is exactly what Floyd Mayweather is counting on. Right?
Jesus Christ almighty. Okay, listen, there's a whole bunch to unpack here.
Yep.
First things first. Who knocked out fucking the Nate character on
His
the
brother.
Tyson card?
His little
So it
brother,
was his
Jake.
brother.
I just learned about these
Okay.
two idiots today. I had to read
I
on
mean,
both of them.
bro,
Apparently, Logan and Jake are different.
I've been known about them. I just
Yeah.
confuse them. The cute cocksuckers look just alike. They're both last name Paul. They both have first name, last names, Logan and Jake Paul. It's fucked. Okay. So Jake, how big is fucking Logan? Or Jake is big, right?
Yeah.
The gentleman that knocked out Nate, whoever the fuck, the NBA
Robinson,
player. Yeah. That guy, Jake Paul, is pretty big. I think he's like a fucking 205 pounder, the like. Is
Bro.
Logan Paul not that any of this fucking matters, but just so we can fucking dissect this a little bit here. How big is this Logan Paul prick? Because I don't know a whole lot about these guys at all.
He's 6'2".
Okay, so he's a big ass fucking dude too. Again, not that it matters. This is the guy that lost to the other YouTube dude, KSI.
Yeah.
Well, this is just about the fucking biggest bunch of horse shit I've ever fucking heard about in my life. Now, listen, do I think it harms boxing? No. Do I think that somebody's going to see this and not want to watch boxing, or is boxing going to lose some credibility because of this? No, not at all. Boxing's been corrupt and fucked for years. That's why it's in the state that it's in. This isn't bad for boxing. Now, is it fucking joke worthy? Might it be bad for Mayweather's legacy, so to speak? I mean, there's a lot of things that this isn't really fucking great about, but to make it more than it is, that I see this is horrible for boxing. Get the fuck out of here.
Here's the thing. All I did was Google Mayweather, and the first article that pops up is, should we take this fight seriously? And right after that, WBC president saying, this is good for boxing. God damn it. It's good for their wallets, bruh. People are going to pay for this shit. I'm not, but people are going to pay for this shit.
Listen, to be fair, we are all sort of out of our minds. First off, they've been done told us this is an exhibition.
Right.
Like, it's not a fight. So it's like, should we take the Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul seriously? It's not a fight, first off. So take it seriously on what level? Of course not.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't. Even if it was a fight, or especially if it was a fight, you shouldn't take it seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, listen, it's fucking ridiculous. Is it gonna fucking make a lot of money? Is it gonna keep Floyd relevant? Listen, could you maybe even make the argument that it is good for boxing? Maybe. I don't know if it'll bring in new fans to boxing, but for that night, they'll be tuned the fuck in. And if you can put some decent boxers on that card, maybe you get a cunt hairs percentage of some of those young fucking Logan Paul fans to stick around and actually enjoy boxing or something, maybe. But boy, what a weird time to be alive, man. Now listen, what we should talk about, and what I find a lot more interesting than this fucking stupid ass exhibition match, to be completely honest with you, is the pay-per-view structure. What they're doing for this fight. So you probably know, I'm too stoned. I know it's fucking, what is it, like the first month or something, they're offering it for $25, and then it
right
goes,
here, yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and tell me what is it exactly here.
All right. First of all, the whole situation is this is just off the from TheVerge.com. The early price is $25, only applies to the first million pay-per-view sales, with the price rising to $40 and then $60 on December 29th, and then $70 from February 11th till the fight. So it's almost like, buy now, so it's cheaper. So it's almost like Black Friday sales, right? Like, buy now, and then tomorrow it's over.
That's intriguing though. I mean,
it is.
Now listen, Logan Paul versus fucking Floyd Mayweather is you can take that and fucking give it back to the Indians for all of me. But this idea for a pay structure, I think, might not be a bad idea for actual boxing and the UFC to look at. Because I tell you what, there's a whole lot of motherfuckers out there that ain't buying your shit for 70,
right?
That would jump on it for 25. Like, I would buy it. Like, if we could get the next Conor fight for $25, how many, like, that million would sell out quick as fuck. Again, fucking Jake the Snake Dickhead versus fucking 132-year-old Floyd. They'll probably still sell their million fucking pay-per-views on horse shit. But imagine if we got real fights offered like this. A whole bunch of us out there, and yeah, I'm looking at all y'all. A whole bunch of us out there that stream would probably low-key buy that bitch for $25. Yep. Listen, I'm here to tell you, the streams ain't all they're chalked up to be. They get fucking dicey. You got to reload them, go through fucking 2 or 3 different sites. It's fucked a lot of times. If I could get that bitch for $25 on the Humble right quick, I cannot lie. On the big fights, the Conor fights, the Jorge fights, I might be like, fuck, let me go ahead and buy that bitch right quick. If they gave me the option at the beginning of the month, like when do Conor fight? January 24th?
Yes. Yeah, early January.
If they put that bitch on sale tomorrow and they were like the first million buys, fucking $25, I'd buy it like a motherfucker. I'd buy it like a motherfucker. I swear I would. 25, I mean, fuck, $25 is way better than 70, man. I mean, again, this whole pay-per-view and the fight or exhibition, whatever it is, it's all complete horseshit, if you ask me. But this fucking idea about the pay-per-views is very intriguing. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I be preaching this shit all the time, but it's real talk, man. Pay-per-view's dying. It's on its deathbed. It's just too easy to stream. It's just too easy to do it. There's all kinds of sites. There's millions of motherfuckers that want to do it. There's a massive market for it. These motherfuckers are getting paid somehow for running these little stream sites. Like, you ain't about to stop it. You ain't about to stop streaming at this point. You just go ahead and give it the fuck up. It is what it is. So the only way you really going to hang on to people really buying is if you do some bullshit like this that can sort of intrigue us. Because at the end of the day, these $70 pay-per-view points, they're just not going to work. Not when it's that easy to stream the shit. And I ain't on no Brendan Schaub shit. I ain't dropping no names. I'm just letting y'all know it's easy to stream these motherfuckers. I am stupid and I can stream these shits. Like, it's easy to do. What the fuck? So for somebody out there that actually knows what they're doing, I'm sure they stream the fuck out of it with no problem at all. They're not buying your pay-per-view. Right. Certainly not for $70.
No way. I like this quote right here real quick. Because it doesn't bother me. At the end of the day, he's like 5'4", so he's actually a little kid here, and obviously he just wants attention. He's 50-something years old. He should be in retirement, so he just wants to get relevancy by talking about the YouTube kids because we're the ones popping off right now. I just love this right here. Mayweather's actually 5'8" and 43 years old, also very good at boxing. Jesus Christ. It's like these guys didn't study history. They better read up. All right.
No, you know what? Honestly, low-key, real shit. Little shout out to these two douchebags because they sort of know what they're doing. Listen, I guarantee you he don't actually think Floyd Mayweather's 5'4". He's just shooting that mouth off, and he's like, it's fucking working. Listen, I wouldn't bet more buy this than the man on the moon, but like, it will work. They'll sell that first million easy peasy lemon squeezy just on the YouTube fans. I mean, so like this shit is going to work, man. Like it's a bad state of affairs, but the quicker we all realize it, the quicker we'll be able to just roll with it. Like this is just sort of the way it works these days. These sort of things are going to happen.
Right. All right. Moving on real quick. Otis, let me catch up on comments. I know you guys left a bunch. Manahibas versus Marina Rodriguez for January 23rd at UFC 257 was supposed to fight Michelle Waters at 256, right? Whatever, or 257 maybe. No, at 257. She's supposed to fight her at 257, but Michelle withdrew. Unknown. I was researching right now trying to find out if they gave out a reason. Nope, unknown as of now. Tisha Torres against Sam Hughes. Someone dropped out of that fight too, but that's for 256 this weekend. Matt Wyman got cut, but I don't think he should have been back in the UFC. I'm with you. What else we got?
Same.
I'm way behind here. Hold up. We're doing Rory McDonald in PFL too. Agreed. And no one's heard of either one of them since they signed there.
It's just they signed.
Right. Beyond doesn't take fighting seriously. Agreed. Let's see what else we got. Beyonce probably will probably stay around because of Matt Serra's friendship with Dana White. It's possible. That's why Whiteman keeps getting these top fights. Yeah. I wonder how much there is in that.
Well, there's maybe a little, but there's only so much in that tank too. Listen, at the end of the day, keep in mind, DW don't really own this bitch no more.
No more.
He has a say, but like at the end of the day, if fucking those other cats are like, yo, John's got to go, his funny ass will be in Bellator.
Right. All right. Edgy Bra all day. Team of Kukui. There you go. This weekend. Tony Ferguson against Charles Oliveira. Honestly, the only fight I'm looking forward to. Let's see. What do you guys think of the Monkey King? Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I don't.
You know, I know who he's talking about. I'm gonna have to pull it up all stuff, but it rings a bell. Heads are gonna roll like French Revolution. Dana's gonna cut deep if he plans on keeping his contender series going and tough. You can bail on tough for all I care. Shit. What else we got? Monkey King definitely. He'd march to the beat of his own drum. Still green in the UFC, but looks good. Yeah. Hey, I'm tired, Adam. Chill the fuck out. He's talking shit about how I talk. I hate her. All right. OSP's so inconsistent. That's 100% true. Jamal Hill saw opportunity, ended OSP. Hill can be very good. Right. It just needs to make that consistent. Shit. OSP just reeks of Bellator. I don't
disagree. I agree. I can totally see him in Bellator.
I don't disagree. OSP missed weight by 1.5 pounds. Right. He could have shaved his head and ran around the track to lose that. Maybe he doesn't care anymore. Yeah. Shit.
I think he don't.
Yeah. Marvin Vettori has been training with Rafael Cordero. His striking look way better. I'll say
good point. Very good point. Very good point, Otis. I mean, Rafael Cordero is one of those dudes that, like, not many coaches do you like hear he's training with this guy, and motherfuckers like, ooh. Rafael Cordero is one of those guys. Like, when you hear somebody's training with him, it's like you need to low key take that seriously.
Right. I think it was a coach's decision not to cut the weight. Oh, there you go. OSP always looks so damn sleepy. Yeah, he does. Someone called Bald Marvin Italian History X. Fucked up, but funny as hell. You know what? It reminded me of I forgot the actor's name, but that dude. How about Darren Tillman's Marvin Vettori? I'm down with that.
That's what I mean. I think there's. I mean, listen, the Israel Adesanya talk's way premature. There's still a bunch of really good fights for Marvin to prove himself at, and I think he needs to, at least with one of those guys. And Darren Till would be great.
Okay.
Kelvin Gastelum. I mean, there's a lot of guys at 85. I know Kelvin lost to Hermanson, but nonetheless.
Right. I like Jake and Logan Paul. The thing is, this is not the best of boxing.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Never trust a man with two first names.
Yeah, no shit, right? Especially not two of them that are brothers.
Two of them related. Jesus. Logan lost 2 times to a fellow YouTuber. I thought he only lost once.
I think the first one was like a weird draw or some shit like that. But.
Kairo's saying exactly how I feel about this shit. They both the same person to me anyway. 100%.
Swear to Christ, I kept mixing them up. And I still think it's ridiculous that the one that why don't they let the one that actually knocked Homeboy out fight Floyd?
Right.
I mean, all bullshit aside, I don't understand. Like, unless he is just way bigger, but they're both way bigger than Floyd. So if we're just throwing the fucking baby out with the bathwater, anyways, at least let the dude that's coming off the knockout. Why are we gonna let the little brother that got whooped by KSI fight?
He's
Floyd?
the big brother, I think.
Whoever the fuck. At
exactly
least
though. No, but
it's not done starching a fool.
But exactly what this comment is everything I'm feeling about these two idiots because they're the same fucking person.
It's so strange, man.
And they're both shitty fucking human beings, to be honest with you. From again, I just learned who they were today, and I read up on both of them, and oh my god, like I got annoyed just reading their stupid shit. But it gets views on YouTube and it gets them paid, so I can't really knock it too much.
Yeah, they're annoying, but they're just they're like those easily dislikable chads. What are you gonna do?
Fucking chads. Hey, Kairos, the Paul brothers are someone's forgotten happy socks that became people. They're crusty and shit. Oh wow, PewDiePie should do Muay Thai. PewDiePie. Oh, he's the I think he plays Fortnite and all this shit. Yeah. Well,
I don't know enough about YouTube to know these cats.
I figured them out. I know I heard about that guy. All right. I like that. It's smart. Oh, okay. Ain't getting a diamond on me. Imagine if Lou from Unbox Therapy had a boxing match, it would be off the charts. Dude, honestly, if you had, I think if they did like a podcaster or media or even journalists like fight card, you can make that would sell like a motherfucker. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, and there ain't really nothing wrong with that. It's just like, listen, man. Look,
don't expect too much.
Yeah, there's nothing really wrong with this shit. Like, yeah, just don't try to make it something it ain't. Right. Don't try to tell me that fucking Logan Paul has any sort of a chance. I don't give a fuck how big he is. I don't give a fuck how young he is. If he does happen to drop Floyd, I'm calling it a work.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck. Like, don't try to piss on me and tell me it's raining. If
Bro,
these two fuckheads want to box and make millions of dollars, far be it from me to fucking exclude them for that. And listen, there's still high level boxing going on out there too. So it's like, you know, as long as we still got the real deal happening, I don't care if they do this sort of celebrity bullshit. Like, whatever.
look, if he even lands clean on Floyd, it's a work. It's gonna be a work. Floyd's gonna carry this motherfucker. I don't know why we're discussing it like it's a real thing. All right.
Yeah.
UFC should do like WWE and use Fight Pass as a streaming service for all their events, including pay-per-views. We've been saying that for fucking years. So many people would buy if they were 20, 25 bucks as far as like per month, 15 bucks a month. Yeah, sure, why not?
I think that's coming. I think they're just trying to juice this pay-per-view fucking as long as they can. Because I think they know that's coming.
Jordan Levitt is the Monkey King. Got it. Okay, so I didn't know his shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't him to his nickname.
right. Now give me one platform and don't make me change channels. How hard is that? Right, you got to go from ESPN Plus to ESPN or ESPN2, and then you got to go to pay-per-view. It's fucking ridiculous. What was the other? Jordan Levitt isn't the Monkey King anymore. He's Baby from Dirty Dancing now after that celebration. I didn't see the celebration, but I imagine what you're saying. What you're talking about. All right, let's talk about some solid news overall. It's interesting. It's something to talk about, especially considering that 205 at Bellator is already pretty solid, and they're adding Anthony Rumble Johnson after getting working his release from the UFC. What do you think about this move? Anthony Rumble Johnson is a scary dude. If it's the same guy, it's a scary, scary dude. Now, that's to me, that's the caveat, right? Is he the same dude? We'll find out.
Right. Look, okay, so here's the deal, right? At first, when I first heard this, I would imagine, I think, hopefully, like most people, when I first heard this, I was a little upset because he's not coming to the UFC.
Right.
You don't get to see any of those major fights, the him versus Izzy, him versus fucking Blachowicz, him versus John,
yeah.
I mean, I can go on and on and on about all the fights that would have been great with AJ in the UFC. So there's that. Him going to Bellator is super interesting. Bellator's light heavyweight division is actually not too bad right now. We got that new fucking Russian. I don't even know the prick's name, but he's the guy that just knocked out Bader. Super interesting. They do got Bader. They got fucking Machida. I mean, they've actually got a relatively decent light heavyweight roster over there. Now, I think this is great for all parties involved. And I'll tell you why. Here's the deal, right? This is obviously great for Bellator. Obviously, right? They get fucking Anthony Johnson right now. That it goes without saying why this is great for Bellator. I'll tell you why this is great for the UFC as well, though.
Okay.
This gives the UFC an ability to see what they would be investing their money in. Because here's the deal, right? Let's make no fucking mistake about it. Let's keep it a motherfucking bean here. Nobody wants to stay with Bellator.
No.
Like, the ultimate goal is always the UFC. And it will be like that with AJ as well. If you're the UFC, all you really need to do is be like, all right, go there, spread your wings. Let's see what you do. If you do great, you come on home to daddy. Now, I know there's probably somebody out there going, well, they probably have championship clauses. They got this, they got that. Believe me, at the end of the day, they ain't got nothing that fucking whatever the fuck entertainment can't buy out. If DW and the UFC and fucking what do they call themselves? The fucking entertainment group now. What's their new name?
Oh, Endeavor?
Endeavor. If Endeavor wants Anthony Johnson, Endeavor will have Anthony Johnson. They'll buy Bellator's little bullshit ass fucking contract agreement right the fuck out. So at the end of the day, I think this is just the UFC's way of saying, yo, let's see what happens. You ain't fought in 5 fucking years anyways. So let's see what's doing. You go over there, best case scenario, you do great. And then what? At a certain point, you got to come back home to mommy and daddy to prove your worth anyways. Like, say he goes to Bellator and they give him a title shot. Boom, he knocks that Russian out. They give him a cheetah. Like, he knocks out 4 or 5 dudes. What are we all going to be screaming for? to go to the UFC.
Yep.
Listen,
Go back.
Bellator had one guy that they had groomed from a little BB to a full-grown champion, Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
And finally, even he, you know how much Michael Chandler said, I'll never do that, Jack. I'm Bellator through and through. I'll never go.
First chance he had. First chance he got.
Off he went. I'm not trying to be. Look, Bellator serves a very valuable service for MMA. Right. So that should be stated. I just think we all need to know our role. Right. I think the UFC does know their role. And I think maybe Bellator does too. I think sometimes the fans get it twisted and they try to be like, oh, Bellator's light heavyweight division. Listen, Bellator, how does baseball work, dog? I don't watch baseball, but like you in the real baseball, the ML, like, you know what I mean? The Cincinnati Reds. And then what's the level down?
Is it major leagues? There's AAA, AA. I forgot which one's under. I'm not
like if you fuck up in the big leagues, they send you down to what?
I don't know. AAA?
I don't know. Whatever. Look, whatever. For any of y'all that know baseball, that's what the fuck Bellator is. It's AAA.
I got a better one. NBA. And the NBA is sending you into the G League.
Yeah. It's G League. There's nothing wrong with it, but make no mistake about it. That's what it is. And AJ ain't fought in a long time. So it's like, yo, let's let him go to Bellator. Let's see what he can do. If he knocks a few fools out, it ain't nowhere. Once you get to the top of Bellator, the only thing you can really do is try to get out of your contract and head to the UFC. Right. I mean, let's just address the elephant in the room. Everybody at Bellator eventually would like to get back to the UFC. If they say they don't, they're lying. Or they're just trying to get a quick paycheck. But if you got any sort of concern with legacy or something, or you still got anything to prove in this sport, ultimately, you're going to go. That's exactly why Michael Chandler just went to the UFC. Like, ultimately, you're going to go to the UFC. I think, without a shadow of a doubt, we see MVP in the UFC at some point. Win, lose, or draw, he will go to the UFC. Like, that is ultimately where all these men and women are going to want to go, except for maybe Cyborg. She ain't never coming back. She ain't allowed.
Yeah. Rumble Johnson's winning that belt, probably. Crumble took his grandpa's handicap placard so he can get a spot close to the door with signing with Bellator. Just Bleed MMA pointed out they could be ducking USADA. Very possible. I mean, you guys saw how big he was getting. I'm sure, obviously a lot of it was eating and shit because he eats a lot. He's a big boy and he lifts and everything, but he got stupid big. So who knows?
Plus. Yeah, it's a plus.
Yeah. MVP want to stay with Bellator. That's Bellator, I know. Johnson would make more money in Bellator. I probably. Yeah, sorry. Justin knows the minors. Damn it, that's what
there it is. The minors. Yeah. That's what.
Sorry, dude.
Perfect. That's what it is. Yes. Listen, Bellator is great, but it's the fucking minors. That's all there is to it. Like you do good enough at Bellator, and you get to the fucking big leagues. Bellator will never be the UFC. Those days are done. Like, real talk, that shit died with Pride. Like, you ain't competing with the UFC. Like, you're just sort of serving a purpose. And Bellator serves a good one, but like, as long as they know their role, I actually think this all could work out perfectly, to be honest with you. Even with that standard set, that at a certain point, those guys or girls head to the UFC, it still don't mean there aren't really big fights. And, just sort of like look how big Dana White's Contender Series is.
Right.
In a weird way, Bellator is just a super legit version of that.
Yeah.
With star names that we all recognize. Yeah. If you do good enough in Bellator, maybe you get that shot at redemption or just a shot to actually prove yourself in Michael Chandler's case.
Exactly right. And so, again, we could okay, Brando just sent me the celebration. Okay, well, I'll pull it up in a second. Yeah, look, like Justin was saying, the minors, in basketball, like G League it's still basketball, right? It's just not that high level. So,
and to be fair, that's not exactly a very fair comparison for Bellator, because we'll still get high level fights there. And like I said, some of those guys or girls could go on to do very good in the UFC. But overall, as a company, you have to keep shit in perspective.
Let's see how this goes.
Oh, wow. That was fancy, wasn't it? What do we do?
Oh,
got it. Oh, yeah. Okay. I seen the fucking memes. The fucking, if it ain't like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was let's see, was this fight too? Because he did this shit right here where it was kind of like, I remember I saw this and I was like, what are we watching here? Yeah, there you go. Okay, that makes sense. Baby from Dirty Dancing.
I fucking love it, man. I'm here for it. I don't know about that. That little celebration was a little fucking weird for Daddy Fred, but I like it.
We are far from the 1990s of the UFC where, drunk assholes get there and show up to fight. These days, you got to be a showman. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a showman. All right. Real quick, couple more comments. Bellator is the XFL. They were still up and running compared to the NFL. The Rock has you covered, bro. 2022, I think, is when he's coming back. I had the time of my life. Yeah, there you go. Let me pull up the fucking card this week. Anything else you want to hit before we talk about 256? Can't remember.
No, I think we got the most of the little side details. Oh, you know what? We do need to give a quick shout out to, who was it? The homeboy John last week. Well, look, so Yair, we need to address the Yair situation. Right. I think the last time we were podcasting, we were all like, what's going on with Yair? So the news comes out, doesn't test positive for steroids, but he's
he disappeared.
He's mysteriously not around for like 3 or 4 trips in a row. Okay, so look, I'll start it here, and I'm gonna put you on the spot because I know that's your fucking Mexican brethren. And listen, we're all a big fan of fucking Yair's on this podcast, but like straight up and down, bro. Do you think Yair was cheating?
Fuck yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, look, I would love. Here's what I would love. I heard of, when we got that story out and Dana White was saying like it's none of our business or anything. I was like, oh, please be a part of a cartel. Please tell me you got caught with a cartel and you got caught by the feds or whoever the fuck, and you're gonna be in prison for a year or something. Do not be a positive PED test. Don't have anything to do with PEDs. All right. I would rather you be the head of the Yair Rodriguez cartel in the corner of Mexico than I would be you be sticking needles in your ass trying to get some performance enhancing shit, or like Justin said, homie hiding under the octagon. Okay, I would rather him be a cartel guy. Well, I think this motherfucker cheating. I come on, man, really? How are you gonna? The rules. If you want, and he's talking about he wants to fight. Who you want to fight? He wanted to. Zabit, yeah, he wants to fight Zabit and shit like that. Look, like this immediately as soon as this shit came out, there was the 2 schools of thought that I heard. I'm sure you've seen different ones. Was one, he's trying to duck Zabit by getting himself suspended. Gotta hope that's not true. But I would prefer that be true. I would prefer that be true than he was cheating. God damn it, I think he was cheating. I honestly think he was fucking cheating and he was trying to get away with it. And because, dude, it's not that hard to tell you where you're going to be. You know where you're going.
Yeah. And look, maybe once or twice, maybe.
Yeah, but what was it? Like
3 or 4 times or
3 or 4 times?
Was it for 6? I don't know. It was definitely like, it was 3 or more. I know that for sure.
3 of them. It was three whereabout failures within a 12-month period.
God damn. Exactly. So like 1's bad, 2's like, okay, you can't, 3 strikes and you're out, my guy. Now, look, I agree. What you can't be that negligent. You just can't be that negligent. There's no way that you were just like, oh fuck, sorry, whoopsie daisy. I also wasn't around for the 3rd time in a row. Like
right. And not if you're actually trying to fight. Because remember, Nick Diaz got the same thing, except he got a year for his failure to notify. But we know Nick was just smoking weed, not fucking thinking about fighting.
Now we both agree that we think he was taking steroids.
Right.
That's why he wasn't around. Now comes a lot more complex and a more interesting question, in my opinion. And it's 2-part. A, and we talked about the first one, do we care? And B, is this the smartest way to test positive for steroids? And what I mean by that is, it's almost like pleading the 5th.
You didn't test positive.
You never tested positive, and you only get a 6-month suspension as opposed to what, a year or 2 or 3 if you actually take the test and test positive. It's sort of like refusing to take the breathalyzer on a DUI test. You're still going to get stroked a little bit, but if you take that bitch and you test positive, you catching the whole DUI and you fuck for sure. And in a sport where we're all pretty stoked to see TJ Dillashaw come back and fight here soon. The dude that actually admitted to cheating. I think if you have a slither of plausible denial and you only get 6 months out of the suspension, did Yair Rodriguez just give us the best possible way to get caught cheating?
Mm-hmm.
It just disappeared, Jack.
Yeah.
Just disappear. Don't show up for the meetings. Y'all charge me with the 6 months. I'll still deny it like a motherfucker. What's it called when you be lying to a hoe right to her face when you damn, what's it called?
God damn.
Fucking
I haven't been in the hood in a long time, Doc.
Fuck it. It'll come to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be the best way because look, man, it's like, and I don't want to make it political, but it's a good example. In my opinion, it's a good example. Everyone's just like, oh, there was cheating in this election, this and that, and there was, and all these like lawsuits are getting thrown out. Why? Because there ain't no goddamn evidence of anything actually happening, motherfucker. So if you didn't test positive, you didn't test positive. You were suspended for 6 months for not telling the UFC where you're gonna be. Right? So
yeah,
in my mind, am I gonna every time I see him fight from now on, gonna be like this motherfucker was cheating? Yes. Am I gonna care? Nah, probably not. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a very like I'll keep it a real buck, man. It's a weird sort of thing we do in MMA, and I won't lie, I do it too.
Mm-hmm.
We talk a lot about it, but at the end of the day, the truth is, when TJ Dillashaw fights, I'll be tuned in and I'll be excited. And the truth is, the last thing on my mind probably will be steroids. Like if he does win, like real talk, I won't be like, oh, it's probably because of those steroids. He's probably still cheating. Or if he loses, I probably won't be like, oh, it's because he was off those. Like I don't know, man. I'm numb to it a little bit. Like I don't really care.
Mm.
Gaslighting.
You're right.
Gaslighting.
Gaslighting. Gotcha.
Like, no, I wasn't cheating. I wasn't cheating. Come on. I mean, you can't really prove it. You don't know. You don't know that I was actually cheating. No proof. We gaslit.
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right, here we go. He was traveling that whole year, training all over the place, but who knows? Well, you know where you're going. It's not.
See, hold on. No, right there. That's it.
Yeah.
Right there. What he just did.
Figure it out.
Done.
I'm broken. Go start defending him.
That's fucking brilliant. Right there is how you do it.
I'm broken. Calls him out. Stop defending him.
He was traveling a lot. He was in fucking Thailand. He's over here. He's over there.
Oh, here we go. Hey.
Very good.
I like to give fighters benefits of the doubt. I know I'm in the minority. Brian, don't go stop it, gods. Fred broke it down in his podcast. You're fled to take the 6 month slap on the wrist instead of popping hot. 100%. And then Otis with the random. What's Stipe doing?
He's fucking fixing his eyeballs. What the fuck is Stipe doing? I don't know. He needs to get in there with that goddamn Francis so we can figure out what to do with that heavyweight belt.
Putting fires out and drinking beer like fucking Stone Cold. To be fair, I haven't looked into that much, but that does make sense. I just know he's been training all over the country the past year. All right, 6 months is like weed, right? Nick was the only other fighter to get suspended because he missed 3 whereabouts, and he got a year. Nick Diaz,
right? and Nick Diaz. I mean, to be fair, is a fucking.
What's up, head kick? Right.
Like, that dude got the biggest fight in his life, took it away from him because he didn't show up to a press conference one time. Because he missed the flight 3 times.
3 times. How do you?
Like, you got the world waiting on the press conference with you and George St. Pierre. Dana White calling you guys like, all right, Nick, this is the 3rd flight. We'll see you in 2 hours, yeah? And then you still don't show up. Nick's a wild boy. He's a fucking absolute legend. But you can't compare nothing to Nick Diaz does with nobody else, Jack.
Once the Diaz brothers are gone, there'll never be anyone like him. Especially not Nick. No. Especially Nick.
Not for a long time.
Right. All right. UFC 256 this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, kicks off at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. That's my time. 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. 5:30 p.m. 4:30, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. First fight of the night is Ben Askren's son, Chase Hooper, taking on Peter Barrett. This dude's always going to fight dudes that are 10 plus years older than him. So, I mean, dope.
I'm into it, though. It's nice to see that little dude back.
Right. Sergey Spivak taking on Jared Vanderaa. And then, what's up?
No, I was.
Oh, yeah. Early prelims, of course, are on ESPN Plus now. Everything's on ESPN Plus. ESPN2 and probably still ESPN Plus. Is the feature or the rest of the prelims. Teacher Torres against Sam Hughes against someone dropped out. Angela Hill caught COVID. That's why we're not getting her.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully she's okay. Gavin Tucker taking on Billy Quarantillo. Here's a fight that I actually am excited for. Mackenzie Dern taking on Bernard Jandiroba. two girls that are pretty good on the ground. I think Jandiroba might be better on the feet. I don't remember exactly. Although Dern's developed hands. Let's be real. She developed hands recently. So this is gonna be a good solid fight.
That'd be a little scrap.
Yeah, it's gonna be going. And then Cub Swanson against Daniel Pineda in the main feature prelim. Cub Swanson still doing it. Main card kicks off at those prelims kick off at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It makes it 8 p.m. Eastern time. Then 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, the main event or the main card on pay-per-view. JDS against Cyril Gain. That is a fight.
That's a great fight. And then, you know, we get to really see fucking how good Cyril Gain is.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know a lot of hype around him, but fucking JDS, I know a lot of people like to write that dude off, but he's at the very least a tough gatekeeper.
He'll walk out to the fucking Rocky. Yeah, he'll walk out to the Rocky theme and then he either, knock somebody out or get knocked out or knock somebody out.
So, right.
Always fun to watch that guy. All right.
Exactly.
Next up, Jacare Souza taking on Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland had to either he had his opponent pull or he had to pull his last fight, and it was a big fight. Now gets Jacare another pretty big fight. And honestly, you could say if Jacare loses this one, he might be on that group of 60. But
is it just me or does I feel like Kevin Holland's in over his head?
Like, in this fight, sure.
Jacare off or something. I feel like Jacare. I mean, if Jacare gets cute, I feel like he could definitely get outstruck. But is it just me, or do we all not think that if Jacare can get the takedown, he submits Kevin Holland? Rather, am I on a boat with thinking that, like, if he gets the takedown, this fight is fucking over? Have we forgotten that this is? Did I miss something? Like, has Jacare really aged or something? Like, it's still motherfucking Jacare. What the fuck?
Right. Holland was supposed to take on Iverson this last weekend, but he got the COVID. That's right. I would tend to agree with you, except Jacare hasn't looked that great recently, takedown or not. So I give Holland, look, I will say this, I give Holland a ton of credit for hey, you want Jacare? Yes. Not a lot of guys will say that shit, right? So, yeah.
True. I mean, listen, he's a lot younger. I mean, look at the statistics there. He's got everything going for him. He's taller, he's younger, he's got fucking 9 inches more reach. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess maybe I'm getting caught up in the legendary status of Jacare and what he's like, what he's been able to do to people on the ground. Maybe he is just a bit long in the tooth, but I'm thinking like, if he gets Kevin Hall on the ground, he's fucked.
Yeah. Look, Jacare is still that gator, right? He does that fucking chop shit. But Kevin Holland, man, we'll see what happens. Jacare looks so old and worn down. Agreed. And honestly, that dude he's still fighting because he almost lost his house during the pandemic. I mean, that was that story. He was supposed to fight, and then he lost the fight because either someone popped or got hurt or whatever. So where his mind is, we'll see. Although that could also give you a lot of motivation to fuck somebody up. You're about to lose your house and shit. And that the way kind of takes on Rafael Fiziev. I don't think he's fucking Brazilian. Yeah, and the fight after that, that's your go grab a beer fight, but this might actually be clean. We'll see. Co-main event, big fight. I was hoping it was gonna be Michael Chandler, but it's not. It's Tony Ferguson against Charles Oliveira. And Tony Ferguson talked a little bit about that this week in interviews, basically sort of calling out the entire game, saying that he asked for Michael Chandler. They told him Michael Chandler had to fight. Michael Chandler himself said, "No, I don't." And so, someone's full of shit. And he talks about how he was on a 12-fight win streak and the UFC just refused to give him the outright title shot. That he just got the interim shot or whatever and won. So a lot of things going on. And we all know Tony Ferguson's kind of on another planet at this point. But this is a fucking fight, dude.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I might be on, a different wavelength, and look, I like Charles Oliveira, but I feel like he folds sometimes under hard pressure, and Tony Ferguson, if nothing, doesn't, and gets stronger as the fight goes on. I just feel like as far as stylistic matchups goes, this couldn't be a worse stylistic matchup for Charles Oliveira. Like, I don't see him submitting Tony. I don't see him knocking Tony out, which means that Tony's going to be around for the second and third round, and Charles is known to sort of wilt late in fights.
No gas.
Feels like a late TKO submission for Tony Ferguson for me.
Right. Yeah. No, you're probably right. That being said, Oliveira's always game for a fight, so we'll see.
Sure.
But
sure. And deserves this opportunity, no doubt.
Yeah, he wins this. This is huge for him. All right. Main event, a quick turnaround for both these gentlemen. Davidson Figueiredo defending the flyweight belt against Brandon Moreno. Moreno asked for this and received it. Do we think he wins this fight against Figueiredo, or does Figueiredo look that dominant, or is he that dominant that he, takes that win?
I mean, listen, I would imagine. I mean, I don't see which, how you can really pick Brandon Moreno in this fight. Obviously, he could win, but yeah, I think general consensus is this is Davidson Figueiredo's fight to lose. He's the hot one. He's the one that's on the streak. He's the fucking champion. TKO you. He can submit you. He's got an all-around game. His one loss was the Jussier Formiga, who's like basically the fucking John Fitch of flyweights. What are you gonna do? When you take an L to a John Fitch type character, it is what it is. But yeah, like anything's fucking possible. But for me, it seems like just another showcase fight for Davison before the end of the year. I love it.
This is one of those fights where I'm going to be rooting for Brandon Moreno, not just because he's Mexican, but also because I would love an upset. I would just love to see an upset here. It would be dope. I don't know. I just like, I like Brandon Moreno. I think he's dope. He's fun. Hun is calling out everybody except the Amber fight. Yes, he is. Damn, I want Fergie to work Oliveira. He might. Shit. Hope Bronx makes weight. Tony says no go if he don't want to see this one. Yeah, look, Tony did say that if Oliveira misses weight, because he thinks it's a Brazilian thing where you miss weight on purpose. A lot of those guys that miss weight end up winning the fight. So
that's fair. That's fair for him to draw that line in the sand, though. That's fair. That's a fair statement to make.
Yeah. That being said, I think he makes a weight. Maybe
it's
me hoping. Yeah. Maybe it's me hoping. I think he moves up to 170 if Tony loses. Tony moves up. That wouldn't be that bad. He's got a little bit of room to fill out. He is like mid-30s though, so we'll see. Figgy, yep. Gotta be the only motherfucker that doesn't see what everyone else sees in Tony. That he's crazy.
I never really loved Tony to begin with. And I'm not really necessarily a major fan of his now, but I do respect his fighting style. And just like I said, stylistically speaking, he's known to take a licking and keep on ticking. So
that fight against Anthony Pettis, if it's not for a broken hand, we might have gotten a fight of the year in that one.
Right, exactly.
So, and unfortunately, I mean, Justin Gaethje, we've never seen anybody make Tony look like that. So I'm assuming
styles make fights, man. Justin just fought a really good fight. Look what he went on to get fucking low key outboxed by Habib in the next fight, man. It is what it is. I think sometimes guys have the fight of their life too. So,
and I don't have Oliveira in the same level as Justin Gaethje with his hands at least. But I'm sure he's watching that fight, trying to get some pointers. So we'll see. Figgy started versus McLevin, stoked for this fight. There you go. What else we got? The Bronx getting thick too. Yeah, he's a little bigger, but let's just hope he makes the weight. Okay, let's stop putting this negative energy out there like he's not gonna make the weight.
Yeah, he better fucking make the goddamn weight, especially if fucking Tony said he's not taking the fight. That'd be fucked.
Oh, it'd be fucked up, yeah. All right, check in. Oh, check it out. Just in time. Matt Wyman announces his retirement following this final fight in the UFC.
Fair enough, man. Respect. He gave some great fights, some great performances, but no sense of taking any more damage for no reason.
Look, man, when you have fights like his, and you go to someone and say, at least fans like us, and you say, "Hey, Matt Wyman," you'll remember a lot of good fucking fights that dude gave you. Let's see what else we got. I'm just looking at the rags. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No, I think we wrapped it up, man. Now we just got the pay-per-view this weekend. I think that's it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Again, it's very legit, very honestly, I wasn't even thinking about MMA this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. So
this is a good card.
Yeah. Kind of bummed out Michelle Watterson dropped out of the fighting as Monday he was, but let's hope he's okay.
Fingers crossed. That's how we'll end this show. All you motherfuckers pray to the MMA gods we don't lose a bunch of these fights. If all the fights stay intact, it's a pretty fucking solid card. Let's just fucking hope to the gods they stay intact.
Let's hope, because fuck, we know we haven't gotten much luck this week. Oh yeah, Bellator is tomorrow. Who's fighting on Bellator? This is the problem with Bellator. Scott Coker will sign whoever the fuck he wants. These motherfuckers can't fucking promote a card for shit. I never know who the hell's fighting. You know what I mean? It's like, it shouldn't be that hard at all. Okay, McFarland versus Velasquez. Let me pull up the card for you real quick. Hold up. It'll be Velasquez. We gotta go. We're already over time. Here it is. Ilimale McFarland. Yes, I know her, against Juliana Velasquez. I know she just fought recently. Then Magomedov against Mateos Matos. I think Magomed's a former UFC guy, right?
I think so too. Yes.
Linton Basso against Vassell, yeah, against Ronnie Marks. Did you guys interview Vassell?
I think so, yeah.
On Stand and Bang. Davion Franklin against Anthony Garrett. Okay, that's your main card. See if I can pull up the fucking prelims. I guess not. Oh, here they are.
Yeah, listen. The prelims on Bellator cards are usually pretty fucked anyway.
Oh, this guy's got the Kimbo Slice beard going. He should have put on a do-rag. Romero Cotton against Justin Sumter. Okay. Kenny Champion against Cody Law. No relation. Hobson Gracie against Billy Goff. Okay. Shamil Nikayev against Cameron Lachinov. Loser dies in the cage. All right. That's it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Bellator tomorrow night. And the card is pretty weak. You see Core's Insta. Corey Anderson's in Bellator.
Yeah. That'd be decent.
I think we'll see it one day. Shit. So, all right, Joe. That's gonna do it for us this week, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fucking long ass fucking week for some reason. It's fucking weird. I guess we'll talk about it at some point. If we're gonna do a show on Christmas week, we'll break it down, see what's up. Yeah. But make sure y'all stay safe out there, man. These COVID numbers are getting crazy. Fucking people ain't taking care of themselves or each other. It's bonkers out here. So yeah, make sure y'all stay, do what you gotta do to stay safe. KeyboardWarsMMA.com, of course, takes you to all the shows on YouTube. SWAT 1983 for Jesse, Kirby_MMA for Fred. I'm at Elo32. And of course, the sponsors on the bottom, RipTheWarriors.com, PriceSports.com. You guys are dope as shit. Shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight. Unbroken, Head Kick was here. MMA guys. I know Brando was here. I saw him. Otis, as always. Justin, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Appreciate you jumping on, hanging out. Who else did we have? We had a couple more people, man. Adam Woods, of course. As always, appreciate that dude. That again, if you want someone that's gonna have a show at 3 a.m. for no reason whatsoever, follow that dude on Facebook and it'll pop up immediately. And of course, Frederick was here hanging out. All right, everyone that tuned in, you guys are dope as fuck. Catch you guys next week. Good night, everybody. Good night, Wilshire.